Hi everyone, I'm Lucy and today we are going to be working on prompt number 1 for Junk Journal July. I already filled up my calendar with all of the prompts and we are going to begin on the first page, which I cover with some of my coffee paper just so that I have a blank page. I have tons of junk mail. This is one of the piles that I have, and I decided that I'm going to try to use as much as I can on this Junk Journal July. So the first thing I'm going to do is matchbook. It's the first thing that I thought of when I read the word spark. But matchbook is like, you have matches in there and you can develop a spark. There's other ideas that I had, but I didn't know where to start, so I just figured I'll do this one this time. I'm using a bunch of scrap papers, book pages, whatever I can find. I just put it all aside and see what I was going to be drawn to. But in the meantime, I began just creating the matchbook with the envelopes. So first I'm gonna go ahead and glue all of the sides in any little spot that I see that is coming apart so that I can make it completely glued together. That way it doesn't come apart. And I'm not sure at this point what was I gonna do. I was thinking of covering it, but I'm not sure with what. On the bottom, I am folding like 2 lines to create a gusset. And it gave me a little bit of a issue, and you'll see in a few minutes, and it was because the paper is not a cardstock, it's just an envelope. So if I don't fold it right the first time, it's gonna get it's gonna come apart or it's gonna bend wrong. So I was just playing with it for a little bit until I finally got it. But it was because it's not glued on the inside. The whole envelope is not glued together. I could have just used the one side, but I decided I wanted more for stability. And I'm gonna add something to cover it up to make it look pretty. So we'll see, whatever I use, you'll see how it'll become more sturdy. I did not have a specific size, but this envelope, once I folded, it was 4 inches wide and 4.5 inches long. But it depends on whatever envelope you use, or if you want to cut it smaller, you can. I mean, it would have been really cute if I did a small little matchbook, but for the idea that I have, if you haven't seen my videos before, you can check it out. I've done a matchbook before, but I did it for my spring journals in the past. I'll probably just link that video below just in case you haven't seen it. I show in detail how to do it, and I believe in that video I used wallpapers. And at one point in this video, you will see that I was trying to figure out what I was going to use. I actually brought out the wallpapers too, just to see if I was going to use it. But I ended up instead using other papers that I have for journaling in my personal journal. I wanted to make sure that everything was glued down together, all of the little flaps, and inside the envelope as well, because I just didn't want it to come apart or get a bubble in the middle of it. So I ended up gluing that a little bit later. So here I was trying to place it into the page just to see what I wanted to do, and I knew that I wanted that in some kind of a pocket and maybe decorate the background on the page as well. And you can do so many things with this. I mean, even if you do a tuck or a side tuck or a belly band. I had a lot of thoughts in my mind of what I wanted to do, but I came up with the last resort, which you guys are going to love. It's going to come out really cute. And here's where you see all of my wallpapers. I just took out a couple of them. I have more, but I wanted something sparkly at first, and then I was looking at it and I said, no, I think I already used wallpaper the last time when I created the matchbook, so I'm gonna try something different. These were all gifted to me by my sweet friend Christina, and she put in here pieces of wallpaper, which they are beautiful, shabby looking, and even some embossed papers that she made for me too. And I appreciate those so much. I've used a few of them already, and they are a lot of fun. Okay, so now I have all of these papers that I use for my personal journal just to decorate. And I was thinking of using a few of these to cover the matchbook. And these are really pretty because a lot of them have collages on them, music, flowers, and I have an idea of what I wanted. At this point, I wanted it to look a little bit shabby, really pretty. I wanted to put some laces, and trying to figure out what was going to be the spark of this project. So you see here, this one is like collaged. I like the yellow one too, but I ended up using this one. Is like a postcard, and that one too. So there's like two of each, which is really cool. I actually bought this from one of those mystery boxes from Lyric Lover, something like that, Amber. And I'm using most of the things that I purchased from her just to create my journals, or crafting or journaling on my journals. So they were pretty cool. So here's, I'm doing the inside of the matchbook. I don't think I covered the bottom of it, but I did cover the inside because I wanted to do some type of a collage. Here is when I just stressed the inside of it because I wasn't going to cover that, but just in case you wanted to see the inside, then you won't see just the white paper inside. So by now, I was already thinking that this matchbook was going to be a shabby vintage style. I just wanted a vintage style for this one. So, and I'm not sure if I'm going to go through the whole book being vintage. It depends on how I feel when I'm creating. So, and I'm going to take it that way. Doing Junk Journal July, I'm just going to do what I feel like I want to make at that time. I don't care if each page does not match with each other at this point. I just want to be able to create freely without thinking or anything like that. Just enjoy the moment that I'm crafting and creating. So here I sped up the process because I just wanted to make sure you're not sitting here for so long trying to see every little detail, but you can at least see more or less how I was doing my collages. I wanted it that torn look and just added bits and pieces here and there, and just covered pretty much the whole inside and the outside of the matchbook. And I think it came out pretty cute. It looks very vintagey style, and I like it very much. So I wanted to take a moment and find out how you guys are doing. I'm So glad that you're here. I have a few new subscribers and I'm really happy that you're here. Thank you so much for subscribing and following me. I will do my best to create a lot more videos. It's a bit hard sometimes depending on how I feel, and now that I will begin working a full-time job, after taking care of myself, and I have my medical or my health managed at this point. It's been a while now, and I'm feeling a lot better, and I can start working and help my husband pay some bills and get out of debt, because that's our plan. We still have school loans and things like that that we would like to get rid of, and we don't want to owe anything, so that when we get to the point of retirement, we don't owe anyone anything, any money at all. So that's our goal for the year. We have gotten rid of a lot of our debt. Pretty much everything paid off. We've paid off all of our cars. We don't owe anything on that. A lot of the small little bills, and we're trying to get rid of all the consumer debt. So if you guys are not aware of this, we follow Dave Ramsey, and he does all kinds of talks. I think he has FPU, which is Financial Peace University, and we took that years ago and we put it into practice right away. So a lot of our changes come from that. In the past, I would say 5 years or so, we have made a lot of different changes, which is the reason why we were able to finally purchase a home. So I'm really grateful for that. So if you guys haven't heard from him or seen it, I suggest you look for it. I think you wouldn't regret it. It's pretty amazing. He has a podcast. He has a website. It's called Dave Ramsey. And he's got all kinds of books that you can read. I've read pretty much a lot of them. There's so much information. You guys will love it. So if you want, you can check that out. And here I'm already distressing it because I really wanted it to look vintage style. And it came out so pretty. See, now what I'm going to do is figure out what I'm going to be putting inside. But then I found this beautiful picture that is, I believe it's from Ruby and Pearl. I'm not sure which digital because I was working on another project, and I have a few pieces here and there of different digitals, and so I'm not sure exactly if it's hers, but I'm pretty much sure that it might be. And now I'm looking for what I want to use on the bottom flip of the matchbook. And so I'm looking through all of my laces and things, and that one has like a little sparkle, so I figured that's going to be one of the things I'm going to be using. So at first I was thinking I was going to put it for like a decoration, but you will notice eventually I get to use all of the sparkles inside of the matchbook. So basically the matchbook is all types of appliques that have sparkles on them. It's gonna be what's gonna be inside of the matchbook. So essentially you can, if you had a matchbook with those types of pieces of fabric that has sparkles, you could use it for decorating a page or anything in your journal. So you should be able to like pull it out, just kind of like when you pulled out a match to turn on, then you pull out a piece of the appliques. My goodness, it takes me forever to remember what I'm trying to say. And okay, so you take a piece of the applique and then you use it to decorate a page. That's basically what it is. But I wasn't sure how I was gonna put it inside of the matchbook at first, but then I figured out later how to put it inside, and I sewed it in, and I will show you how I did it later on. And it usually takes me a pretty long time just trying to figure out what I want to use, what calls my attention. So yeah, you can see a video that would take about a half an hour or so in my channel, but not necessarily it was a half an hour. And I think I was on this for about an hour and a half, because I couldn't make up my mind. It's just so hard to make up your mind on something. I don't have that many laces and things like that, so yeah, sometimes it's a little hard. But look how cute this came out. I put a little bit of the polka dotted material over the face of the picture and glued it in a way so it doesn't come out, but it's still loose. And then I used the rose trim on the bottom flip with a piece of another trim that I have with pearls, and it makes it look a little bit shabby. And now I start cutting out these pieces of fabric that I have here with sparkles on them, because that is the start of the show. All the sparkle appliques and materials that are going to go inside of the matchbook. All the other little pieces that I have left over, I will use it in my other journals. So I use everything. I don't throw anything away, especially these. I think this one was one of the items that I purchased from Pretty Paper Dreams from Gina. And I'm telling you, she has like the best materials. She's got an eye for that. She always picks out the cutest things. And so when I get them from her, I go crazy. I always get inspired by them, and I use them on everything that I do. I think the pearl trim that I used there, I got that from Crafty Me Shop. And I believe the rose trim, I think I got that from her as well, or was gifted to me. I honestly can't remember. I have a few things that I purchased, a few things that were gifted to me. This applique, the white one, was also from Pretty Paper Dreams from Gina. This red one right here, she gave it to me a while back, and I can't seem to find a project that would be perfect for it. This one that was very vintage style, I got that from Crafty Me Shop. That's also from Esme is her name, and she has a Facebook, and you can purchase all kinds of beautiful trims and laces and fabrics, you name it. She's got all the vintage stuff. And some of them I have also purchased from Ink Paper Art. She's got a few beautiful laces as well, and vintage ones. I love all of the eyelet trims that she has, so I'll go crazy with those if she has them. I just haven't been able to purchase anymore. I did have a few of my vintage papers that I like to purchase. I did wanted to do like digitals so that I can put in my shop, but I have yet to get somebody to help me with the technical stuff because I'm not very good at that. So connecting the printer and being able to scan, and I do have internet and all that, but it's just all the technical stuff that you need to set up. I'm not very good at that. So for you to be able to do a business from home, you need to be able to do everything that has to do with administration. You know, it takes a lot. It is a job. You have to sit here and make sure that you have all the logistics taken care of. So, for example, you need to know all of the items that you have, what you have used, how much you've spent for it, and you have to do a spreadsheet and get that done for tax purposes, because here in Arizona, if you sell more than $600, you have to claim that in your taxes. You have to pay taxes for that as well. So I've done that, and I've taken care of collecting a lot of the vintage papers and books and things like that. But like I said, just trying to get it organized in such a way that you can scan and print and all of those things, it's pretty difficult. I have been taking classes as well, like Skillshare classes, and trying to learn how to do my Procreate in my iPad and draw and things like that. And I don't just only do one thing. You guys know I have been doing calligraphy. I work on leather. And so depending on the time that I have, I work on different things and I learn different things as I go. But anything that has to do with crafting, creating, I love. So I can spend hours on that. So here I have the sewing machine. I'm going to sew it, and I'm going to show you here what I did. So I sewed the bottom part to hold it together so that the flap doesn't open, so you can see the stitch in the back. And then when I stitch all around the front of the matchbook, I'm gonna have to glue a little bit more of these things here so that they don't come apart. And then on the inside, I sewed in a whole set of appliques and sparkly fabrics right on the top here, and you can see it in the back. And then you can just flip up all of the pieces that I added. Look how pretty that looks. So it's like you can pick one or two. You can just snip it off with the scissors and then use it somewhere to decorate a page, a little corner or an envelope, any piece of ephemera that you have. And this is gonna be part of my book. Isn't that so cute? I love the way it came out. And then this little part in the front, I'm just gonna put it like right in this book. I just have to make sure that I find a way to decorate the background and some finishing touches, as you can see that I'm doing here. But you see the little bit of polka dotted fabric that I put right in front of her face. It's glued behind this picture, so I have to make sure I put enough of the fabric tack glue so that it doesn't come off. But it looks really cute because I didn't really glue it in the front, so you don't see the glue on the picture, so you can see that it's loose. And I love the way it looks like that. And to make sure every little spot has fabric tack so it doesn't come off, and the polka dotted fabric doesn't slip out either, because I glued it from the back. So right now I'm really satisfied with what I just made. I know I made this matchbook before, but I love making them. You can do so many different things inside and outside as well. I think it's so cute. Look how cute that came out. It's perfect. Now we just got to work on the background and see what we're going to do. So here I have a cardstock, and I made my own texture paste following Donna from Journal Ideas. I saw her video a long time ago, and I've been meaning to do it because the texture paste that I had from Rangers, it dried out. So I had to throw it out. It just didn't work. I tried putting water, all kinds of things, didn't work. So I made my own and it worked. And I was practicing on paper just to make sure that it came out. The only thing is I think mine was a little more wet than it was supposed to be. So it kind of warped a few of my papers since I was practicing on other types of papers as well. And the cardstock was the one that came out the best. So I figured, why not use it and decorate the page now? In the background is craft paper, so it matches perfect with the vintage style that I'm using. And that's what I'm going to do. So this will be the background, and then I got to come up with a pocket so that I can put my matchbook inside. Now the trick is finding a way to do it that I can see the matchbook, because it is the start of this prompt. So I want to be able to see it. Okay, so here we go. I think it looks so pretty. There's a lot of glue, so I'll take the glue off, which this glue is so easy to take off. And then I trim the edges and get rid of the excess paper. And you see, you can trim anytime. And then I'll distress all around it. And there it separates the page, and look how cute this looks. So pretty. So I found this beautiful lace that is pretty clear, you know, that you can see right through. And it's really delicate and pretty, and I thought it would be perfect for as a pocket so that I can put my matchbook inside and you can see the project right through, especially her picture. And I love the way that it came out. It just takes a little bit for it to dry and stick really good, so you have to make sure that it is glued properly and keep it there until it's completely glued, and then you can put it. Since it's a lace, it takes a little bit because you come right through, so we just wait a little bit and then we put it in. I love that lace, and it just so happened that when I picked it out of the box, it was exactly the size of the page, which tells you that's pretty much the size I usually work with when I'm creating my journals. But I love the way it came out. Very simple. I'm really glad I started with this one, with the matchbook, because I needed to figure out something that I can do. Because I remember mentioning to you guys about the idea book. And so this can probably be one of the things that I want to incorporate into this book. Just putting all of the ideas in here that I can use later and add into other journals. Look how cute that looks, so delicate. And it doesn't matter if it gets bulky because it's an accordion journal, so you can add as much as you want. And that's what I love about this style. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the word spark on here. And that should conclude this page. I'm going to use my little letter stamps and archival ink so that it can stay there for good and it doesn't smear out. I mean, we could have added a little bit more designs and stuff in the background, but I just wanted to keep it a bit simple and just give the focal point, which is the matchbook, the attention. Even though those roses in the background are completely beautiful too, but I think it complements the matchbook. And I also thought that maybe I could have added a little bit of that glitter on the roses, and that would also sparkle as well. And I might just do it later on, and if I do, I'll show it to you guys eventually. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. And these are a little hard, so I was thinking about it after I did it, that I'm gonna be putting all of the letters together and clamp them with a binder clip. That way I can do the whole word at the same time, so it's not all over the place, because I can't do it straight for the life of me. I mean, I can write it if I wanted to, but I really like the style of like typewriter letters, and so that's what I want to do, as I've done it before in my other junk journal July. I just think it came out so pretty, guys. So I just thought I should share with you guys and see if it can give you some inspiration to do your own thing. If maybe you caught something that I do that might help you with anything. And, you know, if you guys have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask me. Sometimes I forget what it is that I need to explain in the video, and I might have done it and you have a question about it. I can very well just answer those for you. But in the meantime, I hope that you really enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you can see all of the future videos. I appreciate you all being here, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Bye now.